Well, I'll just play it for you.
Teach them to carry out everything I have commanded you, and know that I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Here ends the reading, not according to the anonymous gospel storyteller, which we call Matthew. No. You can't get out of first year New Testament classes and not learn that the vast majority of New Testament scholars agree that this particular ending of this anonymous gospel was added much later. And the reality is that Jesus, in all likelihood, never actually said these words. Let me be clear. The so-called Great Commission was added to the gospel by the Christian community sometime around the year 325 to bring this gospel into line with the brand spanking new creed which the church had just written, which we know as the Nicene Creed. Now, whether or not you agree with the preponderance of evidence unearthed by New Testament scholars about the very real possibility that Jesus never actually issued the Great Commission, you still must begin to understand that these words, whether Jesus said them or not, these words became the justification for the doctrine of discovery.
So I'm thinking that iPhone watch thing, iWatch or whatever they call it, she's wearing is probably about to explode from the amount of false information that she just spewed out there. I don't know. 325 is everything. Yeah, people wonder why when I teach church history, I make sure everybody knows when the Council of Nicaea was. Well, that's one of the reasons right there. The poor little flowers on the right should probably wilt and everything else. So I actually had a little discussion because Peter Gurry saw that and he said, she must be talking about Mark. She must just confuse Mark and Matthew because she must be talking about the long reign of Mark. No, I don't think so. The quote unquote form criticism, quote unquote higher scholarship. Now I don't even know of any of those people that are radical enough to say that the actual ending of the Gospel of Matthew did not take the form that has it today until the 4th century. That's just silly. We have, not only do you have manuscripts, Sinaiticus and Vaticanus, now we don't have papyri. Endings and beginnings of books are frequently not found in our papyri just simply because of how books are transmitted. First and last pages are the first ones to get lost. So if you look at P66 in the Gospel of John, the last portions are extremely fragmentary and some stuff's missing, like John 20:28. And you have the page, but it's badly damaged. So that's not unusual, but we have the great 4th century manuscripts around that time period, which evidently just must have magically gotten it right in time for printing, I guess. But clearly, these words were known from the beginning. They're quoted by numerous sources in the time period prior to 325. We have no manuscript evidence whatsoever to substantiate this type of stuff. So when these people talk about evidence that's been unearthed, what they're talking about is sort of like when Shabir Ali, and I think today is Shabir Ali's birthday. Happy birthday, Shabir. I think it's like when Shabir Ali, when we debated the identity of Muhammad as the comforter, he utilized ultra-leftist Christian sources that theorize about various forms of the Gospel of John and versions of the Gospel of John that may have contained different portions of John 14 and 16. Because if you actually read John 14, 15, 16 together, it's very plain that Muhammad is not being referred to there. So he had to try to break that up. Now, we have no manuscripts to substantiate any of that, but the idea is, at places like Union Theological Seminary, this is unearthing evidence, which means the wild fancies of people who have absolutely no manuscript evidence to back up anything they're saying and are ignoring the manuscript evidence that's already in existence. And that's what you've got. But this is the kind of thing, imagine if this is all you ever heard. Imagine if this was all you ever heard, this was all you were ever raised with, how weird it would be to hear someone like me. You know, you'd go, that guy can't be right. That guy can't be right. Well, there you go.